I'm just gonna start off by saying it. There's a good chance that you are the one who's making life harder for yourself. I'm not saying that there's not things that suck sometimes or that we don't ever deal with hard things, but a lot of times we make things more difficult, more stressful, more overwhelming than they need to be. We make life harder than it needs to be. And this is a hard reality to face, but once you can become aware of it, you can change it. Life is a game, so what do you want your life to be? Do you want it to be hard and always stressful? Or are you finally ready to let it be easy? Friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jills and I help women become their best self, live their dream life. So now, before I begin, again, I'm not claiming that we never ever have any hard moments in life. We all have those. But what I am saying is, what's the point in making things harder for yourself? Not everything needs to be hard. Sometimes things can be easy. Actually, a lot of things can be easy, or at least a lot easier than you're making them. Life doesn't have to be a constant stress and struggle. So let's dive in and talk about it.
Most people wake up in the morning and start to think about their problems. Those problems are connected to certain memories, and those memories are connected to certain people and things. Your brain is like an old tape recorder that plays back to you the same cassette over and over every day. Each one of your memories has emotion, and the emotions are the final product of past experiences. So the moment you recall the memories of your problems, all of a sudden you feel unhappy, you feel sad, you feel pain. How you think and how you feel creates your state of being. In other words, it creates your character. If your entire state of being when you start your day is in the past, it means your past, sooner or later, will become your future. For example, something that happened yesterday made you angry. Today you wake up and think about it, and you feel angry again. Keep doing this for 2 days and people will think you are having a bad day. Keep doing it for 1 week and people will think you're in a bad mood. If you continue long enough, soon anger will become part of your character. You will be known as someone who is always angry. So as you can see, your thoughts have something to do with your destiny. This means if you keep thinking in the past, you're gonna keep creating the same life. Without even realizing, you keep creating the same life that you don't even like. Finally, you get to work and you see the same people that push the same emotional buttons. When the work is done, you hurry back home to do the same things all over again tomorrow. This becomes your routine, and routine works like a computer program, and now you have lost your free will to a program. It is no longer you who runs the show, but the subconscious program. 95% of who we are by the time we're 35 years old is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a program. So then you can say, with your 5% conscious mind, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to be free. But the body is run by a different program. You are putting the 5% conscious mind against the subconscious mind, which is 95%. This is like putting an average skinny guy against an Olympic-level power lifter in a weightlifting competition. No wonder you can't make changes and end up going back to the old program and creating the same life. So then how do you begin to make changes? Well, you have to get beyond the analytical mind, because what separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind is the analytical mind. Most people spend 70% of their life living in survival. They live in stress. So they're always anticipating the worst case scenario based on past experience. They literally choose the negative things out of the infinite potential in the quantum field. They're selecting the worst possible outcome. This is like looking at the menu with an endless amount of food and drinks and choosing the worst possible option. This is how it happens. Every time you recall the negative event, you produce the same chemistry in your brain and body, as if the event is occurring again. You are sending the same emotional signals to the body. Your body is your unconscious mind, in a sense. Your body doesn't know the difference. Your body thinks that the event is actually happening right now. Most people are constantly recreating their negative emotional states by constantly thinking about them. So when it comes time to give up that negative emotion, they can say, I really want to change. But the problem is that the body is stronger than the mind. The body has been conditioned for years to negative emotions. The body was a servant once, but now has become the master. All of a sudden, when you decide to change and step into that unknown, the body doesn't like it. The body would rather feel guilt and suffering because it feels familiar and it can predict it. Being in the unknown is a scary place for the body. The body has a lot of tools, and it will use every single one of them to stop you from entering the unknown. The unknown is the best place to create your future. You can start creating your future. What kind of new life do you want? What behaviors do you want to demonstrate? What kind of person do you want to be? The act of mentally closing your eyes and rehearsing the things or behaviors you want in your life is the best way to create your future. If you're truly present, the brain does not know the difference between imagination and real life experience. Through the act of imagination, you are installing the software programs of your future life. Now your brain is no longer a record of the past. It's a map to the future. And if you keep doing it, you may just start acting like a happy person. The hardest part is to teach your body emotionally what the future will feel like ahead of the actual experience. Simply imagining it isn't enough. You need to emotionally feel it in your body. If thoughts are the language of the brain, feelings are the language of the body. It is through feelings and emotions your body understands what your mind is telling you. If you don't feel anything, then it means your body isn't receiving the signal. The moment you start to feel it, you're beginning to step toward your future. Now, this means you are becoming the creator of your future. You're no longer living as a victim and saying things like, I'm this way because of this person or this experience. Unfortunately, today many people are victims of their own negative thoughts from the past. Most people don't realize it, but here's the thing about thoughts. Just because you have a thought, it doesn't mean it's true. On average, you think 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day. 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before. If your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, then your life is not going to change very much because the same thought leads to the same choices. The same choice leads to the same behavior creates the same experience, and the same experience produces the same emotion.
To a large extent, you get to create the rules of your own reality, and our brain becomes wired in a certain way, from the way we grow up, from the experiences we have, and from the thoughts and beliefs that we have and choose to think. Our brain becomes literally wired to see and experience the world in a specific way. But we can choose to rewire our brain for our own benefit too, for ease. So often we can get stuck in the thinking that things are hard. Trust me, I've been there. But the reality is that if you think things are going to be hard, there's a good solid 90% chance that it's going to be hard. The way we choose to think about things shapes how we see the world and how we feel in the world.